Hey lovies, so if you guys are Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this is going to be your reading to kind of check in on your love life in April. Just see like where you're at energetically, what you're attracting, and just also, this candle's probably going to go out. Take a look into some issues you might be having or some blocks that might be keeping you from attracting the things that you want to yourself right now. I have this focused on love. Obviously, it's called your love life, but it could also be speaking about other issues in your life that maybe like are taking precedent right now. But we'll see what comes out. So first thing we're going to do is just check in on your current energy. So what is Sagittarius's energy currently, Spirit? We're going to read this one from the book. And let's check in. What is Sagittarius's current energy? Sagittarius collective. Oh, that's two. We have the elephant and the butterfly. Okay. The horse. Okay. And the phoenix. Interesting. I feel like you could be, because the phoenix, you know, you think of like the phoenix rising from the ashes. So you could be maybe going through a time that's, you know, not fun, thinking of fire, burning, things like that. So you might have to burn to ash and rise up. I saw the butterfly as well. That's what's making me think that, but we'll look into the horse spirit and see exactly what message spirit has for you. And let's see what you're currently like manifesting, what's your environment right now, what's going on with you guys, Sagittarius. Psychic protection. Interesting, because this horse has like a crescent moon on its third eye, and this is speaking of psychic protection. Around me now, a shield of gold protecting me, strong and bold. Okay, interesting. So let's read from the book. My little horse, Sagittarius. Oh yeah, Sagittarius, the archer, the horse. So that's interesting. So that's what, an earth animal. Horse. Momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, exercise, and mental focus, meditation are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. When in balance, achieves anything, never gives up. When out of balance, runs away and feels weak. To bring into balance, strength training. Okay. So I feel as though the two parts that stuck out to me are that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. Again, which is making me think that there might be some difficulties right now. That whole phoenix thing I was talking about. And then a house personality. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. And then, like, okay, so I feel as though, you know, when we have a spiritual awakening and stuff like that, it's like, it's almost like we weren't really fully alive. Not that we weren't fully alive, but we weren't as aware. We weren't, you know, we were kind of still, maybe not conforming, but kind of believing lies about ourselves based on societal conditioning. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's like when you start to like awaken and like push past, you know, and evolve past these things, it's like you have to face a lot of those things about yourself that you've always kind of believed were bad. And it's not a fun process. You have to look in the mirror about yourself and kind of learn to love all the stuff, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's not always a fun process here. So I feel as though you could be like almost like on a quest for freedom right now, like freedom from the societal conditioning, freedom from the opinions of other people, freedom from your own like self-criticisms and things like that. And it's like trial by fire, you know, when you have a spiritual awakening, it hurts, it burns, like it does. With that Phoenix energy, I'm just getting it, and it's almost like one big cycle of your life is almost like ending and burning away. And then it's like, I remember reading it in Harry Potter when Fawkes the Phoenix would like emerge as like a, like he would burn and then like he would be like this ugly little gray duckling or whatever. I forgot how he was described, but he just, it's like almost like then you have to build up your life again, like bit by bit. It's a long process. Like the burning process is long, and then the building up process is long as well. So it's like, I feel as though you're in that kind of process. Like with the horse, I'm thinking of movement, like you're on your way to find your freedom. Maybe even just from yourself, psychic protection. It's around me now, a shield of gold protecting me, strong and bold. So you could be having a lot of thoughts, a lot of things come up right now. And I think we're going into eclipse season, so it's like about that time for these like awakenings. If you're watching this when I'm recording it, this isn't really a timeless reading because it's supposed to be for April. So I feel like this message is coming through to say like there are like planetary things going on. This crescent moon is just making me think of the moon. Maybe take time to look into the moon's cycles. We have a powerful full moon coming up on the 16th in Libra, and I don't know, I feel like the moon could be affecting you. I just feel called to say that. So let's look into some of your patterns. That's like the original, or the first thing that I'm getting, kind of like the overview of your energy. So if that's resonating with you, feel free to continue, and if not, you might want to check your like moon, rising, Venus, sun, whatever other sign, you know, placements you have, because that is the message I'm getting for you guys. So what are Sagittarius's patterns of behavior and love? We're gonna get one oracle and one tarot card for each, or two. But look, between worlds, going from the dark to the light. And oh, there was something about physical exercise and this flexibility thing. So maybe, because it said to bring into balance, do strength training. So if that's something you're into, maybe you can start doing that. You can start just going for walks, trying to like have like, even if it's a 10-minute yoga practice, just something to kind of get into your body, some little ritual to kind of keep yourself grounded. Because with the psychic protection, if you're up in your head a lot, it's like you probably feel ungrounded, and you got an earth energy here that's out of balance. So I feel as though that could be why I feel like there could be a need to kind of ground yourself. Exercise is a great way to do that, and just any sort of like daily routine. So what are some patterns of behavior and love for my Sagittariuses? What are some patterns of behavior for my Sagittariuses? Clean it up. Okay. I have to check that that's in the right spot real quick. Okay. And we'll get a tarot. Again, this might come through as patterns of behavior just in general. If you've got like bigger fish to fry than love, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what comes through. What are some, tap me on the Sagittarius Collective, what are some other patterns of behavior and love? And the Ten of Swords. Okay. Let's clean it up in the Ten of Swords. Oh my God, sorry. I think there can be a tendency to overthink. The Ten of Swords, it's like 10, the swords, I feel like each sword represents like truth, clarity, or something. It's like there's a quest to kind of get, to find like the clarity that's just not, it's just like overkill. It's like thinking too much instead of just doing. Maybe marinating in some feelings, and just feeling helpless. I'm noticing this hand pinned down and like the sword in the hand, and it's almost like your thoughts keep you from taking action. That's kind of what I'm getting from it. And I feel like the clean it up might be a thing where it's like you either go crazy and clean too much, or like do too much, or like you don't do anything, and you could bounce back and forth between these two extremes. I feel like your mind is kind of keeping you from maybe getting some things done that need to be done. Or with the clean it up, it's like when you're in this painful Ten of Swords energy, it's like you're just desperately trying to find a way to fix it without like trying to sit down and realize what it's trying to tell you. That's another message I'm getting. And with the psychic protection, it's like a shield. It's like, obviously you want to protect yourself from bad energies, of course, that's natural, but it's a defensive energy and unwillingness to kind of take a look and see and sit with these feelings and see what they're trying to tell you. It's just like you just want to find a solution and have it be over with. So I mean, again, that's completely understandable. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But I feel like in this case, it's like that might not be, these might be issues that take time to kind of look over, and this might be more of like a quest, a longer quest than just a simple fix. And so if you haven't been able to find the solution, that's why I'm saying it. Just don't beat yourself up, because it could be that it's not so much a solution as like a need for you to kind of integrate these and understand these thoughts, these patterns, anxieties, whatever is kind of coming through, these feelings about yourself. Sorry, I didn't even ask a question. What are some issues that need to be resolved? Sagittarius. Peace. Yeah. Let's get one clarifier. What issues need to be resolved for Sagittarius? And the Seven of Swords. Okay. Again, we had Two Swords energy coming through. So, and peace to me speaks to the mind as well. There's like a face on this egg with like a star at the third eye chakra. So I feel like you could have an overactive third eye chakra that could be making you feel like ungrounded. I would look into that. Also with the crescent moon and like the intuitive kind of sense I'm getting here, you could be getting downloads and kind of rejecting them. You could be getting downloads about other people, maybe seeing things that you don't want to see about people in your life, and feeling that you have to take action but almost not wanting to, almost like you're trying to excuse me, take what you know it's right, and almost like deceive yourself, I would say, by keeping yourself stuck in a situation. Like again, with this hand being pinned down by these swords, it's like you maybe feel trapped in a situation and you feel like you can't get out. But, and I don't know if that's the case or not, but the horse a lot of times speaks about freedom. So you could be like a horse like pent up in a stable, like wanting to like run free from something. But right now you're telling yourself that you can't. And I think some issues that need to be resolved is that you need to ask yourself if there's anything that you're kind of telling yourself you're like a victim and you're helpless, you're a slave to a circumstance, and maybe take a look at that and just find out if that's really true. The swords can indicate research sometimes, and I would look into options. I would look into other options, and I would, and with the peace card being here, I mean, I feel like there's a tendency to want to like keep the peace, but it's at the expense of like your own self. So I don't know, we'll come back to this. I don't want to get too much into it because a lot of times the cards that come out later kind of clarify this. So I just get like a general thing and keep moving on. Otherwise the messages like start repeating. So let's see. What does your heart need from you? What does Sagittarius's heart need from them right now? Blessed. Let's see. What does Sagittarius's heart need from them? It's weird. We have 21, 22, and 23, but like out of order. What does Sagittarius's heart need from them? Judgment. All right, what I'm getting from this now, we have a 20. So we have 20, 21, 22, and 23, all out of order. So what I'm getting from that is that maybe it's like you tried to skip a step in some area of your life. It's like you tried, and maybe you didn't even mean to, but it's like we go from 21 to 23, and then we go back to this 22. Now this 22 is like almost heading backwards. And it's almost like spirit is trying to steer you back, because it's almost like if you get what you desired, maybe you wouldn't be ready for it. It's like, for instance, maybe say you're going through your awakening, and it's like you try to adopt a energy of like being positive, but then it's like you don't want to face your shadow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, which is, who wants to face that stuff? It's very unpleasant. It's hard. It's like sitting with these painful emotions. It's not fun. And I feel as though, yeah, I feel like it's like a wake-up call from spirit, that it's like there's some things in the past that are just going to keep eating at you, and spirit is like nudging you to face these things so you can move on. And you don't have to keep going backwards, because it's like almost taking 2 steps forward and one step back now. And then it's going back to the 20. So it's even like going like way back. Spirit is like, no, we have to go back a few steps here. We're trying to rush to the finish line. But meanwhile, there's some things. This is 2 mirrors. And it's like, we need to take a look in the mirror. We need to take a look at ourselves. We need to take a look at the past. The way that this girl is facing to the left always reminds me of the past, some painful things from the past, some betrayals from the past. See, now it's like painting a clearer picture now that she's like looking. We need to sit with these memories. We need to sit with these, we need to sit and honestly assess our own behavior, other people's behavior, and how it all has like played out. I feel as though that's very important to do right now, is kind of like pull back and take time for reflection. So that is what your heart needs from you. And how can you give to your heart more? So your heart needs you to take a step back, and be willing to take a step back in order to move forward later on. Kind of like adopt like a beginner's mind kind of mentality. Like, maybe I know nothing, and just kind of give yourself permission to like be like a blank canvas on which you can kind of build upon. How can you give to your heart? I hate when this happens. How can Sagittarius give to their heart? We have milk and honey. And breathe. There's like this little animal here splashing in a little bath here. So maybe the water could be very healing for you. That could be one of your little rituals. That's something I do. And when I was going through my awakening and was in like the worst emotional and mental state I've ever been in, something I did every night was take a shower. Like, I would turn off all the lights, light a candle, and just, I would scrub myself with Epsom salt, because when you're in these kind of painful energies, especially with these intense moons, it's like not just one bad day, it's like weeks, months. For me, it was like over a year. It just could go on. So if that is the case and you're kind of dealing with some ongoing sadness, some ongoing turbulent emotions and mental energies, I would recommend something like that, creating a little ritual, even if it's just like a Reiki video on YouTube or some affirmations or journaling, like whatever it is for you. But I'm getting more of like a pampering vibe here, creating sanctuary for yourself, creating a cozy environment. Another thing I would do is like dress all in gray. Gray is like a neutral color to me, so I would like take my shower. I would dress in gray from like head to toe. For me, that like kind of symbolize like kind of getting a reprieve into the night, like into a more neutral energy, if that makes sense. Like whatever the day had brought, I would take my shower, do my salt scrub, and then like put on my gray pajamas and just like get cozy in my room and just feel like at least for tonight, like, you know, I feel okay. And it's just a good way to give yourself some rest and reprieve until the next wave. So let's see what the tarot card is. How can you give to it? King of Swords. I think there needs to be a recognition that, like, in order to kind of get a hold of your mental body here and, like, be the master of swords, like the King of Swords, like, you're here, the Ten of Swords, this girl is, like, or I guess it's a girl, I don't know if that's hair or blood here, but this person is, like, pinned by the swords. Here, he's the master of the swords. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the King of Swords. So in order to do that, I think you need to realize that you're not going to think your way out of this. I feel like you keep trying to find, like with the clean it up, trying to find a solution, like I was saying. But it might be like the more superficial things that matter now. Like I was just saying, like having these little rituals, like even if you feel like crap, getting up, putting on a little lipstick, like putting on clothes that make you feel cute doesn't mean you have to like get dolled up in a certain way that society wants you to, but it's like just in a way that makes you feel good. Like I was saying, like with all my gray pajamas, that would make me feel good, you know? I would feel cozy and warm, like whatever, like putting your socks over, I know this is your advice for your mental breakdown, like put your socks over your leggings, like I can't. But like, you know how when you do that, you just feel so cozy, like all of a sudden it like transforms the night into like a cozy little night. Something about that, like, you know, scrunching your socks over your like sweatpants or your leggings. I don't know, like I'm a big advocate for that, I guess. Just for trying to find that coziness, create that sanctuary for yourself, maybe clean up a little. We have cleaned it up here, so that could just be saying like, you know, even just reorganize, clean things up in your environment, like in these superficial ways. Like if you have to go out, if you have to go to work, you have to go to the store or whatever, you know, get yourself, make sure you look nice when you go, just for you, not for anybody else, just for you, so you feel better. Sometimes it's like a good way to trick yourself into feeling better is to like, with this mirror energy, it's like when you look in the mirror, just not that it's bad to wear makeup or to not wear makeup, but there's a difference between kind of like you're slopping around the house, your hair is like, whoa, like, you know, and you just haven't even like taken a brush to your hair all day. And we all have those days, you know, you have like last night's makeup smeared under your eyes. There's a difference between that and like, oh, like you just did like a mask on your face, so you're fresh face, you don't have any makeup on, but you know, you did like a hair treatment and it's like tied up in a towel and you're in your cozy pajamas. Okay, that's like a different vibe than like just the other one that I was talking about, you know? So it's like no one's saying you have to conform to any beauty standards or anything like that, but making yourself, just pampering yourself with this milk and honey, that's what I'm getting. Maybe drinking tea, that could be a little ritual you do. If you like tea with honey, go for it. Some sort of meditation practice, that's what they were saying about the horse. Physical exercise and meditation are the horse's secret weapons. Obviously, when you're in this kind of overactive mental energy, the worst thing you, like, it feels so hard to try to like meditate. But a little thing I do to trick myself into meditating, not trick, but what I used to do is I would do my yoga and I would have a playlist. So like the yoga video I would watch, I do it in my house. And then like right after that, this meditation music would come on and I would just like lay down. I'd be tired. I just worked out and I would just kind of collapse on the mat anyway, or want to. And I would just like close my eyes. I was like happy to do it. You know what I mean? And then that way I could like meditate a little bit and just clear my mind for a few minutes. That plus like the exercise, like really just, a 10-minute yoga video and a 10-minute meditation. Like, commit to it. Like, do something, because peace is something that I think you've searched for a while. That's like some issue that needs to be resolved, is that I feel like there isn't really any peace. There's like a lot of kind of haywire mental energy going on. So how can you vibrate and align with love? Oh my God, these multiple cards. How can Sagittarius vibrate and align with love? Flexible. Yeah, stretching. There's something about physical exercise, yoga. Look at this never-ending story. I feel like, look at the difference between these two vibes. It's like, hop off of the chair there and like hop on the mat. You know what I'm saying? Do some stretching, do some yoga. A lot of times there's stuck emotions in your muscles. And when you do things just like stretching, you have to do a whole workout. But when you do things like stretching, it like releases them and lets them come out. And yeah, sometimes you cry and things like that, but better out than in. I always say that. So let's see. Let's get a tarot card too. How can you vibrate and align with love? The moon. Yeah, I feel like they are highlighting that there is some like connection, because the moon talks about like kind of repressed emotions and things like that, which I think are, you're drowning in them. And I think that something with the exercise, because that was like the first message that came out too. Something with the exercise and the stuck emotions, they're making some sort of correlation here. So I feel as though, and with the moon, like I was saying, I think especially during, I would pay attention to the moon cycles, but maybe that's a good time to start your practice or to do like a special practice or something like that. And definitely, even if you don't stick to this routine like every single day, like whatever routine you come up with, maybe you could really try to stick to it during the moons, at least when the energies get like super intense. So how can you allow more love into your life? Sagittarius. Should I take that one? No, it was a change in the wind, but we'll see if it comes out. How? Oh my God. Can you stop? All right, these cards are going nuts. How can Sagittarius allow more love into their life? Or more peace, whatever they need right now. Between worlds. I think, and then this exchanging gifts, I think that's like, see the gift of like where you're at right now. If you feel stuck and stagnant and like you have to go backwards, like recognize the value of being in this in-between phase. And there's this card I have in my advice deck that's like, in between periods can be torturous, or a place to plan your next move. It could be a place to develop new habits. It could be a place to release a lot of toxic energy. Like, let me just see if this is a shot. Oh, okay, we're like at the end of our rainbow here. Why did I just say that? Look, there is a rainbow, but that's from that song. I don't even know what it's called. 3 Times a Lady by Lionel Richie. So maybe Spirit wants you to know that you're once, twice, 3 times a lady or a man. And don't beat yourself up. But yeah, so this, oh my God, between that, sorry, that song reminds me of my friend who passed away, and like flamingos is one of my signs for him. It's weird, I just like thought about that song, I didn't even realize that. But anyway, that's cool. But yeah, so use this in-between time to your benefit. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Spirit doesn't want you to necessarily like move forward. So how can you allow more love or peace into your life? Accept where you're at and just understand that you may be there for a reason. It does seem like you are. It seems like you're going through this tough time right now. How can you allow more love into your life, Sagittarius? The 5 of Wands in reverse. So the 5 of Wands, come on, Bella. I feel like the fact that this came out in reverse, I don't even think I have reversals. Like, that's maybe the only card that was flipped. But the 5 of Wands upright can a lot of times be about competition, frustration, fighting. And I feel like that is kind of, don't fight it. I feel like they're saying don't fight this period that you're in, accept where you're at right now. Again, it's kind of like confirming that message, and just kind of allow yourself to feel whatever is coming up, even no matter what it is. and because even maybe the emotions themselves aren't that bad, but it's like you fighting against it that kind of creates extra conflict. Yeah, look, with this shield, that was like one of the first messages that was coming through as well. It's like you feel like you're protecting yourself, but I feel like you're just prolonging the process. And it's natural to fight. I mean, who wants to feel like that, you know, intense anxiety or intense sadness or intense frustration? Like, who wants to have to sit around and in their own darkness? I mean, nobody, you know. But it's like, I feel like it is a part of the process, not for everybody, but for certain people that are on this kind of spiritual enlightened path. And if you've ever identified as an empath, if you feel like, you know, you have a creative gifts to share, things like that, and you're not really resonating with kind of the mainstream society, like, this could be part of your journey, and you could be experiencing like a rough time right now. Was this the only major arcana we had? The moon. So it's very telling of like, oh, judgment. So that's Pluto energy as well. So that's intense, like, stuff coming, wake up call, things coming to the surface that have been buried for a long time. Oh my God, I didn't even realize that. I didn't even look at them together like that. And it's, we need to turn the ship around and kind of deal with these things, I think, for a bit. So if we do sort of, what is the energy that Spirit wants you to kind of shift into to like have the most, I don't want to say success, but find the most peace for yourself? Like, what energy is Spirit wanting you to shift into? Let's see. Beaver, another earth sign, I think. Or no, that's a water sign. I'm sorry, my bad. And what could you be manifesting? This little beaver is so cute. And what will you be manifesting? Wisdom. That is so beautiful. Again, it's like that King of Swords energy, I feel like. It's, and then strength. Strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina. I am power. Again, this guy has a shield, but he's not holding it up trying to like block everything out. He has it with him in case he needs it, but he's not trying to block out every little thing. So it's like you're trying to protect yourself from your own thoughts and stuff, and it's, there's no hiding from them. You know what I mean? Like, you can't hide away from your own thoughts and feelings. Like, you have to face them. Otherwise, they're not going anywhere. They're just going to take root in you and continue to torture you. We're going to go to the Beaver. There we go. Hard worker. Okay. Hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. The Beaver personality is a welcome sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family and express it by way of the earth element, providing a home, financial stability. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project once started, they'll work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The Beaver card appears when the task at hand requires your long-term steady effort. It can also signify that it's time for some karma yoga. Selfless service. Okay. When in balance, happy, meaningful work. When out of balance, feels useless, worn out. To bring into balance, physical labor, selfless service. So that was like, I know that it was like karmic yoga, so it was about like, but again, like, I feel like do some yoga. I feel as though that was talking about like steady work. I feel like I was saying with like the superficial things that matter, getting yourself on a routine, like, doing things like that will kind of help your mind to kind of like balance itself out naturally. Will also help you to feel more confident and to build more integrity and trust with yourself. And I think will take time out. Like, it'll, like, for instance, if you're worrying and feeling bad all day, but if you cut the day up and you're also taking care of yourself, doing some self-care things, taking care of your responsibilities, a couple, you know, just cleaning up, things like that, throughout the day, it like breaks it up a little bit. The physical exercise and things like that, I feel like could really help you. Really starting a routine and sticking to it. and kind of building up, because I feel like Spirit does have big plans for you, but right now it's like I said, they want to turn the ship around and kind of get you back to basics and start building up habits and thought patterns and beliefs about yourself and things like that that are going to kind of carry you further than whatever you're kind of working with now. So that is the messages for you guys. I'm going to get you some advice and then we are going to close out the reading. This is tough love advice. Sometimes it can be a little brutal, but I think it's kind of funny. It keeps it real. What is some advice for Sagittarius? Shit is going down with your job. Reevaluate, change your perspective, or fucking quit. So, I mean, that's maybe just assess if you're somewhere that you're not happy with that whole freedom thing. Maybe there's something going on at work that needs your attention. Stop obsessing. You are not the center of the fucking universe. Okay, see, that's the kind, oh, look, you need some fucking yoga in your life. So, that whole, like, you're not the fucking center of the universe, I mean, I think that's, like, kind of, like, one that's, like, kind of harsh, but it's, like, I think it's saying, like, just take your obsessive energy and channel it into, like, some physical exercise or work or creative stuff, painting, drawing, dancing, stuff like that. Let's see. Oh, it's not everyone else's fault. It's yours. You are a grown-ass adult. Stop blaming others for your shit. And then it says, you are being shady. Watch out, shit could get ugly. I don't know about that. But, I mean, we have the Seven of Swords here. So, I don't know. If that message resonates for you, like, I guess watch out. But, like, if not, like, don't worry about it. But, yeah. So, that's those advice messages. And then we're going to get from my deck that I made. That's just basically, like, some are memes, some are quotes from books. Some are from my own brain. Let's see, that are just channeled from Spirit, I guess, not really from my brain. Okay, what's some advice for my Sagittarius? Every time you judge someone else, you reveal an unhealed part of yourself. Oh, of you, but yeah. So yeah, there's a call for you to just, like, more so focus on yourself right now, not on other people. And to kind of take responsibility for your own energy. And maybe this is more of, like, a universal thing where you're like, why does this stuff happen to me? Why is this happening to me? And you feel like, again, things are happening to you instead of, like, realizing what it's trying to teach you and accepting where you're at. You're, like, fighting against it. When did it become weird and bad to care about people, to be silly and happy and free? Maybe you've been feeling like there's something about you that's weird and bad. And I think this is coming through to say, like, no, you're not. There's nothing wrong with you. And maybe this could even be going the other way where people are judging you and you're taking it personally or something. It's too many. But I'm going to take that top one. Make sure to love what you perceive as unlovable about yourself a little extra. Anytime, like, a trait that you perceive as bad, like, kind of comes to the surface, just try to send it love. Just try to love it. It's tough at first, but it's important work to do. Forgive yourself. It's hard to see things clearly when emotions are involved. There's always room for improvement, always. There could be some solar plexus shame things going on with this yellow here. That could be something to look into. Look into, like, I feel like you could use kind of like a whole chakra cleanse in general, because I was getting kind of root chakra, I was getting third eye chakra, crown chakra here, solar plexus. So I feel like there's, like, a lot of, I feel like there's orange here. That could just be like a sacral chakra. I would just do, like, a whole chakra cleanse or some Reiki. Don't let anyone use your past to invalidate who you are today. You grew. You're not a hypocrite. Yeah, there's something about other people's opinions. I think there's people maybe judging you, or you just perceive that people are judging you and it's kind of keeping you trapped or something. What makes you feel most alive? Choose that. Keep the promises you make to yourself. It's the best way to cultivate trust. That's kind of like that Beaver energy. Like, start, you know, keeping to a routine and really sticking to it. Maybe you're not too sensitive. You're just surrounded by assholes. There's something about that. So let's just get, like, 2 more and then we're going to close out the reading. Oh, pipe. Okay, not like 20 more. Pipe, honey, come on. Anything else for my Sagittarius? Pisces. Okay. We'll take this one. Feelings are so important. Make feeling good your #1 priority and watch your life change. And then this says, don't hide from your mistakes. Own that shit, especially if you're dealing with some shame issues. Just accept, like, yeah, I made mistakes. Yes, whatever. Like, you know, whatever it is. Just try to, like, own. There's a lot of pink and yellow here. So I think self-love and shame could be things that you need, that would be helpful for you to work on as well. So, Sagittarius, that wasn't really about love, I'm sorry, but I feel like I was saying at the beginning, I feel like you got bigger fish to fry here if this reading resonated. So hopefully some of that wisdom helped you. I really hope that things get better for you, and I know they will. Exercise, that's my parting advice to you. Do some yoga or something, strength training. I hope you guys have a great day or night. If you like this reading, please leave me some love. It helps my channel grow. It makes me really happy. And yeah, like I said, I hope you have a good day or night, and I will catch you in the next reading. Bye.